All right, now we're looking at converting length, surface area, and volume. At this point, we're looking at volume, which means that we have 3 dimensions. So this is going to let us build this box shape of various sizes. On question 1, they had us drag the 3 tape measures to display a volume area of 9 centimeters cubed. If we look up in the chart, because each step goes 1,000, or because there's 1,000 between each step, if we convert from 9 centimeters cubed to millimeters cubed, that would be 9,000. So we can come in here and we can do 90 millimeters. If we do that, we can go over to the calculator. That's not a calculator. That's a calculator. We can come over here and do 9,000 divided by 90. That leaves us with 100. Come back over to the next tape. Bring that out to 10. Back to the calculator, divide our answer by 10. And that leaves us with 10. 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 90 is 9,000. On question 2, they want us to set a volume of 2,500 cubic millimeters. There's a couple of different ways that you can approach this. I'm going to walk you through strictly using the cubic millimeters. To do that, we would drag the tape measure out, and I like 25 because I see a 25 right here in the number. If I use that 2,500 and divide it by 25, that leaves me with 100, which means I can take one tape to 10 and the other tape to 10. 10 times 10 is 100, times 25 is 2,500. I can confirm that on the calculator with my 100 divided by 10. For the text portion of the question, we can use our chart up here and recognize that we're doing all of our movements by 1,000. So to go from 2,500 millimeters cubed to centimeters cubed, we just need to divide by 1,000. That moves the decimal 3 places left and becomes 2.5. Number 3 is just asking you about this line of text right here. If we were to read this question using the wording that it gave you up here, we would read this question as how many cubic centimeters is 3 cubic centimeters? And we would answer that by saying 3 cubic centimeters is 3 cubic centimeters. Number 4, again, is referring to the text. They want you to tell them how many liters is 0.5 cubic decimeters. And in the text, they tell you that a liter is equal to a cubic decimeter, which means that half a cubic decimeter is equal to half a liter. Now we have to set the volume. To do that, we need to convert from cubic decimeters to cubic millimeters. So we'll multiply by 1,000. And then multiply by 1,000 again. So back in the calculator, we can do 0.5 times 1,000 times 1,000. Should give you 500,000. If we come over to the tape measure, we can see that we can pull these out to 100 and 100. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll take the first one to 100. And so we come back over to our 500,000, divide by 100. We're left with 5,000. If we go to the second tape and pull that out to 100, that means we have to divide by 100 again. And that leaves us with 50. If we take the third tape measure to 50, we can check that and we'll see that it's solved. For number 5, they don't make you set the tape measure, they just ask you, how many cubic meters is 2,000 liters? Again, in the text, they told you that a liter is equal to a cubic decimeter. So this is 2,000 cubic decimeters, and to go from cubic decimeters to cubic meters, we divide by 1,000. So 2,000 divided by 1,000 is 2. Finally, they tell you to set a volume of 0.04 cubic meters, and they ask you how much is this in decimeters. First, answer the question. So 0.04 cubic meters to decimeters, we need to multiply by 1,000. If you're not sure on how to do that, you can do 0.04 times 1,000, and that will give you 40. So there's our 40. Now we have to set the tape measure. To do that, we need to go the rest of the way out to cubic millimeters. So we're going to multiply times 1,000 to get to centimeters, and then times 1,000 again to get to millimeters. Oops. And that gives us 40 million. Now look at how far the tape is capable of going, and that is 500. So we'll take our 40 million and then divide by 500, and that leaves us with 80,000. We can take the second tape and take that out to 500. So we'll divide our 80,000 by 500 again, and that leaves us with 160. So we'll see if our third tape can go to 160, and it can. So that's how you finish out the converting length and surface area and volume module.